It's Abel time. Are you ready? Are you able? Jake! Abel! That's amazing. Dude, that was quite an entrance.
Did you see me? I was over there.
Really?
I was over there.
You came in right at the right
hands,
time.
Kissing babies.
Right at the right time.
And then I heard the dudes. And then buddy did a race up here.
I love it. And the whole, like, right on time, like...
I don't miss.
You don't miss.
I don't miss.
You're a pro.
I don't miss my mark.
Some people went to maybe go to the bath or whatever. They'll be back.
I see that.
Rest assured, they'll be back.
These are my real friends.
Look at all these people.
These are my real friends. I feel like we should do something to make everyone jealous. Like, let's just kiss. Where's Ruth? Let me kiss her too.
Where's who? Wow. Sign me up.
Give it up for Loud and Sway! Hi, guys. Hi. Thanks for staying. I've never followed Jensen. That's messed up. You don't do that to a person. Don't do that to a person. Will everyone on stage have a nice time? But it's so good to be back in Vancouver. Gosh, I love this city so much. I filmed so many things here throughout the years. I think one of the first things I ever filmed here was this little independent film called Percy Jackson and the Olympians, a Lightning Thief. And you've heard of it. And I booked Supernatural. I booked Percy Jackson while filming Supernatural. So I take that back. Supernatural was the first thing I filmed in Vancouver. Because I was on set and I was in my trailer and I had the Percy script. And I remember I was doodling on the front. I drew my character's name is Luke, and in the books he has a big scar on his face. And I was like, dope, I'm gonna have a big scar on my face. And then the studio said, you're not allowed to have a scar on your face. It's not boo fox. So I've been coming here on and off for years as everyone does to film. And I just love it here. I haven't taken many rides, I just walk. So if some of you have probably seen me loitering in the lobby and going out the front doors, it's because I'm just I like to walk in this city. So it's good to be back. Thanks for having me. Thanks for staying. Let's get a little horny now. What do you say? Woo! What's going on? Hi. Come on up, don't be shy.
Hi, my name is Melissa, and I was wondering what book or movie from your childhood that you can't wait to share with your child?
Oh, that's such a good question. Because I read to my kid every day, and I'm excited for him to I was just having friends with some really close friends of mine, and some dinner with some friends of mine, or lunch. I don't know what time it is. I had some wine. We were having lunch, and we were talking about how their kids are getting older and reading them chapter books, and they were reading Chronicles of Narnia to their kids, and it's so fun to look forward to every night. And to which I said, I can't wait to read my kid Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. This is my favorite author. But I was not reading him in my childhood, to be fair. So probably Berenstain Bears. My wife loves Berenstain Bears, How to Clean Your Room. That's her favorite book. And I think it's a great way to indoctrinate him into cleaning his room. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Thank you. Thanks. And we're off and running. All right. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I am good. We took a couple photos earlier because I kept messing them up, huh?
They turned out great.
That's what I do when I want you back. I just mess them up on accident.
No, it was me. It was my glasses because I'm blind.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm glad that you brought up Percy Jackson because my question is about Percy Jackson.
Great, let's just make this a Percy Jackson panel. Let's not beat around the bush.
I've never seen it.
What?
Never seen it? Well, you're in the wrong hall. You're gonna see it after this. You're gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to binge.
This is not as good as the books. No.
I haven't read those.
No, I hear that all the time. I love the movies. I love them. All right, what's up?
What is just like one of your favorite memories from filming Percy Jackson?
Man, there are, like, honestly, genuinely, not just like I'm on stage and I want to play nice. A lot of great ones. Alexandra, who played Annabeth, is to this day one of my best friends. To the point where she was supposed to come over to our house last night, but was unable to come because of traffic.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Yeah, traffic. So making that friendship, that lifelong friendship, her and my wife are best friends. I particularly like the day where Logan Lerman and I were both wearing harnesses and strapped to each other.
Yeah.
As we were like flying through the city fighting. And we were just hanging there between takes, just like crotch to ass. Just like, how was your weekend? Yeah? Did you go out to eat? Oh, I should go there. I should try that out sometime. But we're just swinging on the wires. Rolling. All right, let's do it. But like the filming was so much, it was just like, you know, we just played so much. In the second movie, we had a whole ending we filmed, and they scrapped it and we reshot it. And we filmed it in the abandoned Six Flags theme park in New Orleans. And it was sort of similar to what was in the movie, but like there was a whole fight sequence that was very similar to the first film. But we fought on the roller coaster. And we actually had it moving up that initial, ascent. And Logan and I were on wires, but we were leaping from cart to cart. I was chasing him and like actually doing it while we were climbing. Like, you're in a roller coaster and they sit you in, you're just sitting there. We were just free, like jumping towards each other while this roller coaster was climbing to the top. It was unbelievable. It had to be dangerous. But I was young, I was like, whatever. But yeah, that was really fun. Thank you. Thanks.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is, like, when you started in Supernatural, so the crew was already like 10 years or more working together. So how was it for you to like join the vibe during the filming, or did you feel like it was difficult to?
I was in season 3. I'm an OG. I was in season 3. Jump the Shark was season 3. No. Wait, is it 4? Guys, I've been going around saying that I've been in season 3. Are you sure? I mean, why am I asking you guys? Are you sure? Season 4? That makes sense. No, that checks out because then I came back in season 5. Yeah, that adds up. I was in season 4! So it's still pretty early on, but you're right. Coming to a show that's already been on the air, that many seasons on, is super intimidating. Yeah. Especially when you know like the fans are already like in love with it. I remember my first convention for Supernatural was in Vancouver.
09.
It was apparently 09.
Oh, Rachel.
And I was terrified because I knew the fan base, like they loved the boys so much. I'd never done a convention. I'm like playing the third brother, and I was so worried for no reason, which was the best part, for no reason, because I came out here and at that time the seats were filled because Jensen hadn't just left. Thank you. But you are absolutely right. I talk about this a lot. It's hard as an actor to show up to a party that's already started, because everyone's got their shorthand and their inside jokes, and you try to like come in and be like, hey, I'm cool, and everyone's like, we'll wait and see. And so what was great was this show wasn't like that, and that's because of Jared and Jensen being so welcoming to everybody that came in through the door. And if they liked you, they like made your life even worse in the best way. like Jared would fart on you and things like that because they liked you. And if they didn't like you, they'd be like, they'd help you along and then usher you out the door. It's been one of the greatest experiences of my life to be a part of this family and to be a part of their family. And 15 years later, to still, you know, the way we joke up here on stage together is not manufactured. And a lot of this stuff can be manufactured. But it's genuinely not. It's the same backstage as it is up here. And it's radical. I love it. So yeah. Thanks.
Hi, Jake.
Hi.
I've got a question. Will you be in the new season of Percy Jackson at all? If you can't answer
I
that.
love it. This is a Percy Jackson panel. No, I don't think so. I think they're trying to keep. I'm gonna be very diplomatic about this. They're keeping the film world separate from the TV world, and that's fine, I guess. But I would love to come back and play. I think it'd be great to play Hermes, play my own dad. You know, but
Very Futurama.
you know, Robin, who's the prop master on Supernatural, she's the prop master on Percy. It's a small little world. So as of right now, no, none of us have been invited to be a part of that. But I wish them the best. You know, I hope that Rick gets what he wants.
I was also going to say it's probably also because of the Castiel photo op that everyone's left.
Oh, is Castiel have a photo up? Well, why am I not there? Shit.
Because you're not ticket 1 through 50.
Oh, look at that! How dare you! It's just like Castiel photo ops. All right, guys, leave. Thank you very much.
We should start with the following. We love him more.
Yes. Thank you. That's the right
Rachel said
answer.
throw down.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Mary. So my friend Summer basically forced me to get up and ask you questions. So
Who's your friend Summer?
yeah,
Where's
she came
Summer?
to you at last convention.
Oh yeah. Wait, I remember. Yeah. So now what are we gonna do now?
Sorry.
So what's your question?
So I'm a big Percy Jackson fan on top of Supernatural.
Amazing. Keep it going.
So I was wondering, like, how would Luke interact with Sam, Dean, and Castiel on Supernatural if he was there?
Sorry, say that again.
If Luke was on Supernatural.
Oh, so
how
we're
would he
cross
interact with-
pollinating.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, you know, as long as Luke had the flying shoes and the lightning bolt, I'd be a pretty good nemesis to the boys. But they'd probably kill me. Throw me in hell for 10 years. And you know, I think what's great is they all have daddy issues. They probably welcome in too. Like, oh yeah, your dad wasn't there either. Go on in, join the party. Oh, that's like the dean filter. Hello. You notice that when he was up here, we were all up here. Like, I feel like I was like this, and Mimi's like this, and Mark was this, and Jensen's like, hey everyone. I think they put a different filter on his microphone. I'm about to look into that. Sorry. Thank you. I hope I answered your question. Great. Sammy! Still got it.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Good. It's so nice that you were able to make it on such short notice, you know, with everything.
Not all heroes wear capes.
I can honestly say that this being my very first Supernatural convention.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm really excited to actually get to meet you and Jim Bieber and Mark Shepard. It's just, you know,
Nice,
a dream come
nice.
true.
Oh, thank
so
you.
It's been great.
Awesome.
And also thank you for coming over to talk. It feels like you're actually talking to me.
That's just what I'm here to do. You know, I'm just here to serve.
So my question is, in two things that you've done now, you've, oh hi.
I've done a little more than two things, honey.
No, sorry, wait, I'm not finished. Okay, in two, so
Neither am I.
Supernatural and in Percy Jackson,
Sorry.
you got to play the sons of two incredible actors, named
Oh, the
Billion
best.
and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but you didn't get to share a screen with either of them in either of them, so how did that kind of make you feel? I know, now you're regretting walking.
No. I mean, I think it fed into my character. I didn't meet my father or the man who played him. It's one of the bummers of of what we do is like you assume like, oh, you're on the same film, or show, like you must like hang out. Like to take this back to this other film I did, Percy Jackson. Nathan Fillion played my dad. I met him like out at this place called the Magic Castle in LA where you go like watch magicians. We met there years later. Like years later, we were like saw each other, we were like, Dad? And he's like, hey, son. And it was like, it's crazy that like we never met to work together. So it's like, you don't even think about it anymore. It becomes natural of like, oh yeah, no, we did the same thing, but we weren't ever in the same room. But it's unfortunate because I've maybe met him a couple times in passing at a convention, but we've never had a conversation that I remember. Which means maybe it was a good time, I don't know. But I wish we could have, for sure, because Jeffrey specifically is a great actor, and I would love to work with him.
Did you ever get to meet Jeffrey Dean Morgan at all? Or?
That's what I'm saying, is I don't even think so.
No.
Even like these things, if I did, it was super, super brief. Yeah. Or like I was working a Friday and he was a Saturday or Sunday kind of situation. It's the same thing at conventions, like if I'm here on a Friday, I don't get to see some people. Or if I'm on Sunday, I miss people. So that was loud. Yeah, I wish I could have met him.
Well, again, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me just wet my whistle. Hi.
Hello. So, my question is also about Percy Jackson.
Fantastic. This is great.
So, I loved the Percy Jackson books growing up.
And what you think about the movies?
And, well, the movies got me interested in the books, and then I rewatched them, and I was like, they're still okay. Anyway, the point is...
That's not the worst I've ever gotten, honestly.
The first one was better than the second one.
I disagree. I think the second one's a lot of fun.
Okay, so my question is, I was wondering if your kids, or whatever, are gonna be reading the Percy Jackson books and what you think their opinion is gonna be of the movie, if they haven't seen it already, after knowing everything that happens in the books.
I already covered this. My kids are going to be Steinbeck kids. They're going to read East of Eden right away. I'm going to cut out nothing. Henry, I read to him all the time with the hopes that, like when we take him to libraries and bookstores now, I mean, he's nuts about it. So I hope, and I feel like if he took that off the bookshelf, like, you know, like at our house, we try to keep all of our books. We have books in every room of the house. And same with the musical instruments. And like the rules kind of go like, if you want to make a sound, you can go make a sound on an instrument. If you want to read something, go take a book. And so if he ever pulled it off the shelf, then it'd be wonderful to read to him. He's still so young that like I have no idea. I feel like, you know, when you see, he sees me on screen a lot because like I do auditions at home and I put them together on my laptop and he'll want to sit on my lap and he'll watch, go da 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 da. So he's kind of like sees that, but like my friend's an actor and his kids have watched Percy Jackson. One of my favorite videos is he's got two boys and one of them's at my screen watching me and he goes, Uncle Jakey's knight. And his brother goes, no, he's not. He's a god. And his brother goes, Uncle Jakey's knight. He's got the leather armor. And it's like my favorite video because they're just fighting about what I am. And that's why I love having done these children's movies because like I meet kids every day who love these movies or love the books. But my favorite part is, like you said, the movies have usually got them into reading. And for me, that's all I can ask for. Like it doesn't bother me if someone likes the films or the movies or vice versa. What I love is when people go like, my kids now have devoured the books because of the movies. And like at the end of the day, that's the most important thing for me. Because I love to read. Thank you. Because reading is sexy. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Oh my God. Keep your lingerie, a book on the nightstand? Y'all thought I was joking about this panel getting horny. Here we go.
I was a librarian.
Oh! I like the way you said it too. That's a librarian.
Hi, Jake.
Hi.
I have a kind of a convoluted question, but it plays into Supernatural and The Host.
Okay.
That you were in.
Bring in the host.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how much you remember, but they both.
I remember a lot.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
So they both Supernatural and Host have a lot to do with like hope and humanity. And now that you're a new dad, congratulations.
Thank you.
How do the two like kind of stories of like hope and humanity help you to be a better father?
You know what? That's a really lovely question. I feel like there's such a lack of stories about humanity and hope, and like I so badly want to tell those stories. I think they're so important because like everything just seems so dark and dystopian, and so I love a story about hope, and you know, like without hope you got nothing, you know? Like my family's been through some hard stuff over the past few years, and without hope we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't have Henry. So, and I think the stories that we tell are so important, you know? It's easy to be like, for people who make movies and television to have an ego get in the way of like the real purpose of these stories. When I was doing, what movie was I doing? I think it was Percy Jackson, and I don't know, I was just like being kind of a grump or something, and the DP was like, you know what, man? It's like, I know you don't like, I know it feels like we're not curing cancer here or doing anything important, but he's like, let me tell you, we had a kid come to set who was terminally ill, and I'm sorry, we'll get real sad for a second. He came to set, and they were doing the Wolverine movie, and they put this kid on Wolverine's motorcycle, and he had the green screen, and he was able to do this, and he could see himself on the monitor, and they were able to put on the green screen kind of like trees going by, right? And he was like watching himself, and he goes, and then that kid had, you know, it got worse, and his mom was at his bedside and was sad, and he goes, woo! He goes, Mom, it's okay, I was a movie star for a day. And he didn't make it, and it's terrible, but like, it was so, he was like, so he's like, so just calm down and just enjoy this, man, because like, it's important, we're telling stories about people, and like, it means something to us, right? So yeah, it means something, so let's tell stories about hope. And man, that was a really good question. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go down like sad there, but I love that question, because I think it's so important, and it's definitely kept me up when things were really, really hard, so thank you. Thank you. Wow, that was like therapy.
Oh, hi. My name is Adriana. I'm here over from the island.
You got one.
I was an undergrad at UBC finishing up when the show started in 2005, so it's exciting to be here. It is my first convention.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome the Virgin.
So my question is a little technical.
My mother watches these sometimes, and yet I still say things. Sorry. Congratulations, by the way. You graduated, yes? Okay.
So my question is a little more technical.
Okay.
In your time on Supernatural, you were coming up to work in Vancouver, and I'd heard it told that Vancouver production has some cultural uniqueness. So, for example, the wooden boxes that short actors have to stand on. I'm a short person, so I think
I've never sat on an apple box in my life.
Jilly boxes in Vancouver for Gillian Anderson, because a lot of people who work in production often cross paths or did something in X-Files. Have you encountered any other Vancouverisms or things that are unique to the Vancouver production scene versus other cities that you've worked in?
You know, I don't think so actually, and I love film colloquialism, like love it, and like I even know that there's some people that like she's talking about apple boxes is what they're called. They're wooden boxes that actors stand on, and they have all different kind of heights, and it helps raise people in the frame, and there's like an old school version of it where like the standard apple box size, one way is like Chicago is the flat side, one's like LA, Chicago, New York is the highest it goes. But like not everybody knows that. It's like a weird little thing. But like it really, I feel like it's just all sort of one thing now, from your martini shots to, you know, MOS, which means without sound. MOS means without sound. But like the legend goes that it came from like a Russian director or something that would say, okay, we're gonna do this one mid-out sound now, mid-out sound, mid-out sound.
It would be
so that's
German.
like a MOS, and that's like the legend. But no, I actually don't think that I've noticed anything that's different from the States. But I will say that the Vancouver crews are some of the best crews I've ever worked with, especially the camera department. Are you still here?
I don't know where Brett.
But genuinely, some of the whenever I come to work in Vancouver, I know I'm in good hands. And that's not necessarily the case everywhere, but I've been lucky. I mean, I've worked in Bulgaria, and like, you know, crews that like scrapped it together and like blew me away. And I don't get to work as often. Focus pullers are people that focus pullers are like the unsung heroes of set, because if they don't pull sharp focus and you have to do it again, like it's terrible. So like anytime that like, I love telling a focus puller, like, great job, man, because it's so hard. Wow, we're getting in the weeds now, but yeah, thank you, thanks.
Hi there.
Hi.
My name's Taz. I'm from the UK. Thank you
Welcome.
for coming this weekend. It's helped make my weekend, so thank you, because it's been my first.
Big shoes to fill, big moosey-sized shoes to fill.
Well, you've done a really good job, so thank you.
Thanks.
My question is, if there was any character you could replay, no matter which film or series, anything, who would you want to replay again, and sort of why?
Well, that's a good question. Which character would I want to replay? As in, like, redo it because I blew it? Or, like, that was fun, I'd like to do that again.
You got a chance to just play them again, so Percy Jackson or Supernatural, any of them, just if there's a chance to play them again, who would you be?
Oh, man. I had a lot of fun playing Adam and Michael. Especially in that last season when I got to play them both together. That was so much fun. Thanks. Like, tons and tons of fun. And I wish I could have played Adam more throughout the run of Supernatural. But then there's also this part of me that, like, I love that there's this canon of him just being in hell for 10 years. Like, that's so objectively funny to me. That there's this running gag of like, well, where's Adam? He's in hell. It's great. Like, there's such a long game to play. So I wish I could have had more time selfishly just to hang out with all my friends on this show. But I do wish we could have made a third Percy Jackson as well, because the pressure of making these big films sort of like dissipated from our shoulders, and we had more fun. They were becoming more fun to make, and I feel like that third film would have just been like camp, dare I say. Camp half-blood joke. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah! Hello?
I'm going to turn this into Percy Jackson again.
I'm not mad at it.
So, I know that a lot of people absolutely hate the movies.
Who?
Oh, if you have checked the internet. But I want to know your honest opinion on the movies, because I know that Rick Riordan himself does not like them.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like, here's the thing. Like, I've done a lot of adaptations of novels, and I've worked with Stephanie Meyer, who wrote the Twilight books, and she's watched a lot of her books be made into movies. And when we made The Host, she had a lot more say, but she writes 800-page books, and she knows, like, there's no way you can put all of this in a film. When Andrew Niccol wrote the first draft of The Host, it was 300 pages. That script was only supposed to be 105, right? But he was trying to fit in everything. He tried to fit in everything, and then you have to distill a book into its core essence as best as you can with the budget you're given. And they're different mediums. The visual medium of film is different than the written medium of books. So there's only so much you can do, and you fight for what you can. Like, I fought for Luke's scar on his face, and they wouldn't give it to me. All right, well, I fought for it, right? So you fight for what you can, and you do the best you can. I personally love the films. I had so much fun making them. And I'm still friends. I'm not done yet. Got the stage, guys. I was talking about Percy Jackson. This is a Percy Jackson panel. This is no longer a supernatural panel. It's a Percy Jackson panel. It's going all day.
I'm here for it.
And I am number 4. Also another book that I made that was like, well, those were cheating because those books were written just so they could make movies. People don't know that. They were written just to make movies, and people were like, I think, sniff that out. And they're like, wait a minute, this is not allowed. But I do love the movies, and I think why the reason I think the second one is sometimes more fun than the first is, like I said, is we had more fun as friends, and we put a lot of pressure on ourselves for the first film because we're 20 years old and 18 years old and 17 years old, and we just had a lot more fun, and I feel like it shows in the film, but like the movie's always going to be different than the book just because of the circumstances. So yeah, thank you. Thanks. Was that the last question?
I think so.
I didn't know Jensen brought people up for the last question. That's a star move right there.
Yeah, that's what we do. The last question is you get the pressure on. Pressure is on for the last question.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well,
and you left. We really needed you, and I'm glad you came back for that.
Hey, it's what I'm here for.
That's what you're here for, man. That's why we have you.
Yeah. Utility man.
Yeah, we love it. Listen, this guy answered the call. We said, Abel, we need you. He said, you got me. How happy are we?
Thank you, Vancouver. Thank you all.
Vancouver. Jake Abel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment of the show where we bid you goodbye from the stage. Now, the convention is not over for you all. There's still photographs and autographs and meet and greets. But for this on-stage portion of the show, the band and myself are saying goodbye with the song we like to sing to close out the panel portion of the show. Thank you for joining us this weekend. It's been so lovely, and we hope we make it back soon.